Hey guys, Jess here from Knockout Print Shop, and today I wanted to go over with you one of our newer products, the Daily Docket, why we created it, the different options we have, how I use it, and why I think it will be a good tool for a lot of people. So let's get started. Okay, so with the Daily Docket, what it is a vertical half sheet disc punched insert. So if you have the Inkwell Press 360 disc planner or the Happy Planner, anything that has the disc punched system that is 7 by 9, this will work in it. So the dimensions on this are 3.75 by 9, so it is a half sheet of paper cut vertical, again disc punched. Why we created this is we thought there's some things that might be better suited for kind of a separate sheet within your weekly that maybe needs some more dedicated space than this 1.5 inch width column, or something just won't fit to put in this kind of vertical layout or flex layout that might be better served with an additional insert. So we kind of racked our brains about what areas we think might be useful to have on this docket, this insert, and then we wanted to make it customizable as well, so you could kind of create your perfect weekly insert. So the reason I created this is I wanted certain things on here that were specific to what I do, and I wanted the daily habits checklist here. I had been using our grid paper for this and was drawing this out, like kind of bullet journal, drawing it out on grid paper, and I was sick of doing that. As much as I love how it looks and love bullet journaling, I wanted something where I could just write in my daily habits and mark those off. So the main reason we created this is I wanted this section. And then there was a few other things I thought that might be interesting, and we kind of went from there. Basically, when you get this, when you go to the site, you can pick which of the options you want for each of these 3 boxes. These are just randomly kind of sorted on here just to show you the different options. So this is section 1, section 2, and section 3, and you get to pick what you want in each of these 3 sections based on the 13 different options that we have. So one of our options we have is our daily chores checklist. This is based on the Clean Mama cleaning routine, which I know a lot of you guys follow, so that's why we picked these particular chores. So these first, 5 are based on her daily quick cleans. Your make bed, check floors, wipe counters, quick declutter, do laundry, and then these ones are on her daily. These tasks here are the daily tasks. So she's, clean bathrooms is supposed to be Monday, dust surfaces is Tuesday. And the reason we didn't just put one checkbox here is we realized some people might not follow exactly the Clean Mama schedule, or may do these tasks more than once a week, things like that. So we didn't want to just put one box per weekly task versus daily task. So that is a daily chores checklist. Another one we have here is the gratitude. So obviously that is a very important and useful practice to get into, doing daily or weekly gratitude. So again, this being the daily docket, we called this daily gratitude. So you have here, today I'm grateful for, and enough space to write 3 gratitudes. And then we kind of finished it off with this today, how present was I today? And you have this kind of gradient of, not super present to very present as the color gets darker with this little lotus here. So it's a good way to kind of reflect on, what things am I grateful for and how present was I during this particular day. You could obviously tailor this and make this weekly if you'd like, however you want to use it. And then another option we have is the acknowledgement section. So instead of thinking what outside of myself or what in the world am I grateful for, this is more about what can I give myself credit for. These are 2 practices I learned when I was going through life coaching school that were super valuable for me and for my clients. So I wanted to include these as options here on this daily docket. So the acknowledgements thing is all about what can I acknowledge myself for today? It's so easy for us to kind of criticize ourselves and think we're not doing enough. So this is a great way to check in with yourself and say, today I acknowledge myself for, making the bed. Today I acknowledge myself for calling so-and-so. Whatever you're, trying to kind of shift your mindset about, flipping it to what you can actually give yourself credit for can be super helpful. And then in accompanying that, we wanted to kind of think of a little way to gauge the day here when it relates to more acknowledgments and self-care. So it's today's self-care score, obviously going from lightest to darkest, and the 5th darkest heart being I rocked at self-care today, the lightest one being it could use some work. So These are three of the options you get to choose from. So let's see what else we got. We have our appointments section as well, so you can pick that as one of your options. Obviously, the shorter grade area is for the time, and the line is for the actual details of the appointment. Maybe 9 a.m. Doctor's appointment with Dr. Murray. 10 a.m. You can list all of your appointments here. Clearly, this doesn't have to be only daily. You could always, maybe you want to use this for the whole week, and you could put M 9 a.m. Dr. Jones, T 10 a.m. Dr. Smith. So you could make this work however you want if you don't want if this is too many appointments for you for a particular day. But this is our appointment section. Then we have our mood tracker, more of a weekly type of thing to add to your daily docket. So you see the dates here, and then you have kind of like the very sad or angry, kind of sad, neutral, happy. You can interpret these little smileys however you'd like. And then we left a space here thinking that it would be best for you not only to kind of acknowledge your mood based on these little emojis, but also to write a word about what your mood was that particular day. And I really encourage people when they use a tool like this, like a mood tracker, whether it's ours or somebody else's, or you just journal on this stuff, to really work on expanding your vocabulary with words, mood words and feelings. A lot of times people will be like good, bad, angry. It's really useful to kind of dig in more to kind of expand what you're particularly feeling and what your moods are. So even if you Google like feeling words, moods, it can be really helpful to have that as a resource for you to kind of really nail down what your mood is and kind of get more connected with your own kind of internal experience. And then, of course, we have to have fitness section. So the reason we designed this one the way we did is kind of based on the major things people pay attention to when it comes to fitness. Obviously, if you completed your workout on the particular day, you would just check off that little hexagon. Here you have your daily hydration. We realize a lot of people that's an important part of their health and fitness tracking. And then we left this line blank. We were originally going to write steps here, but we left it blank because we figured this may be a good way for people to individualize this. So maybe you do track steps and you just want to write your steps here. Maybe you want to write the particular workout you did. Maybe you want to write, your fitness class, your PR for the day, something more specific. So we wanted to leave that blank so that people could customize that themselves. So those are another three options. Okay, and then we go into some more. So we have lined notes. Clearly, that's just a line space for you to take notes during the day, during your week, just having a little extra piece of paper. This is our tasks or checklist. So this could be a running checklist of things you need to do per a particular day or for the whole week. You could maybe even write a header up here, or even here and here, and make these two separate, task lists. However you want, but this gives you a nice, convenient checklist, especially if you're somebody that maybe uses your planner for more appointment type things and you need a separate checklist of a running weekly checklist and you don't like this, or you don't like writing here. This gives you a little bit bigger space to write a weekly or daily checklist. Then we have the daily habits, which is my favorite and why this whole entire insert became a thing. Because we couldn't have a tiny little insert that was only that big, so we had to create a few more sections. So this is my favorite thing. It gives me enough space to write down my daily habits. And then I have added this little goal section here. So there's some habits I do 7 days a week. There's some I only do 5. So I'd like to have that written there, and then I just check off. And these boxes are fairly small, but all you got to do is make a little check mark or fill them in however you want. But this way it just gives you enough room for all of those components. I do think it is important to have that little goals section so that you can kind of not feel like, I didn't check this off every day, or you're starting to see, I don't usually do this 7 days a week, and you can set a goal appropriate to what makes sense for you for that particular task. So that's my particular favorite. Then we have today's menu. So this is clearly, obviously, something you're going to use probably for just one day, writing your breakfast, lunch, dinner, maybe your snack. This could be used as a menu if you're planning your daily menu. This could be used as a food journal, however you see fit. You could probably maybe put a line here and get 2 days out of it. But with this kind of size of insert, it's really hard to get more than one day. So that's why we called that today's menu. Then you have this little mini schedule here that goes from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. So it's a little smaller. The line spaces are very similar to Passion Planner Pro's line spaces. But this will give you enough room that if you did need to write a particularly busy day's schedule down, you have that section. And then we obviously have dot grid paper as well. So for those of you who like to bullet journal or just like this style of dot grid. This sheet has all grid paper, so that's another option. You could obviously do all of that. We did have somebody ordered one daily docket that was like grid, lined, and dot, so that's a cool way to do it as well. Obviously, there's more of the dot grid, and then lines again, and lines again. So it's a pretty cool insert. You can definitely customize it to what you need. If you guys have any other ideas of sections you'd like to see on this planner, or on this insert, let us know, because we're definitely open to adding more sections to this to continue to make it more versatile and customizable for you guys. But these were the kind of major areas we thought would be useful for this particular insert. Like I said, the way I typically use mine, I can show you mine from this week, is the daily habits. I set my daily habits, and these are habits that are pretty much automated for me. I just need that little check-in to make sure I did it. They're not habits I'm working on building. So I'm just more tracking than I am building with this particular daily habit tracker. I use this guy for ones that I'm working on building. Then I like to have the grid paper here to write notes, a running to-do list, and then I like having the gratitudes down here. I'll flip back to last week so you can see. So here's kind of my completed tracker. Again, just this note section. And this I did for this week's gratitudes. It just worked out that way. I didn't do it every day. So I just kind of picked 3 things I was grateful for during the week and just kind of marked how present I thought I was during the week. So again, you can use these however you want, even though the words are in there that are today and daily docket. Use it however you see fit and make it work for you. So I just wanted to go over that a little bit more and kind of show you guys what these are about, why we created them. And again, you can customize it picking your 3 sections out of the 13 options. And that is all. So I will see you guys in the next one.